Matt Walsh is now threatening to sue everyone. Okay, let's talk about that. That's the biggest story of the day. Matt Walsh has more than just hacked Twitter account. His SIM card was hijacked, or his phone was physically stolen, or maybe it's just really him. This person literally posted like, "My Twitter isn't hacked. This is just the real me coming out." I can confirm Andrew Tate at Cobra Tate kidnapped and R-worded those girls. He added Ben Shapiro and said, "You know what you did. You are a closeted homosexual and hide behind being Jewish." And he also said, "My pronouns are that/N-word." Matt Walsh also tweeted, "Joe Rogan is a pedophile," and also tweeted, "I ain't a gangster. I'm a sassy shooter." Now, before that, the last thing that Matt Walsh had tweeted was that he was speaking at University of Iowa tomorrow night. Now, in this day and age, whenever famous celebrities get their shit stolen regularly and then end up selling laptops for 7.5 days, those celebrities don't have the unfettered access, the unrestricted access to Elon Musk that everyone's favorite anti-trans stochastic terrorist has, which is precisely the reason why Twitter immediately took action and deleted all the fake tweets from the hacked account, and also protected Matt Walsh pretty aggressively. That protection also extended to journalists who were trying to figure out who hacked them and why they hacked them and what kind of information they had access to, they were privy to. Okay? This in and of itself is certainly, like, this action is certainly illegal. It's I hate it. Hate to see it. I mean, really, really messed up, guys. I am really I'm mad. Okay. Now that I said that though, Matt Walsh is back. He's on Twitter. And he is threatening to sue anyone and everyone. "Over the last year, my family has been harassed, threatened, doxxed, and now we can add hack to the list. Apparently, the hacker had an insider who gave him access to my phone. A lot we still don't know. No, what ended up happening is what is known as SIM swiping, a process in which someone will social engineer themselves as though they are a loved one of Matt Walsh or someone like, someone who has access to Matt Walsh or someone who can portray themselves as Matt Walsh. They have an inside guy that is usually at whatever ISP that Matt Walsh is at, and they are able to swap the SIM card and basically turn their phone into Matt Walsh's phone, especially if it's paired up with like passwords. Then all of a sudden, boom, you're in. You control everything that Matt Walsh has ever done and have access to all the information Matt Walsh has ever put out there, both in private and in public. It's pretty terrifying. Okay. Overall, apparently there was an interview with a hacker. Wired Delcam was permanently suspended from Twitter shortly after publishing and tweeting this story. So we're going to take a look at the story. The hacker who hijacked Matt Walsh's Twitter was just bored. That's what the hacker said. That seems like typical hacker shit. Okay, anyway. Okay, how do I hack into this fucking website and actually read the goddamn story without... No! Okay, we'll take a look at this in a second. Oh, fuck, I'm forgetting. Tucker Carlson said this shit. Jeremy Boring has more information. I'm going to give you what Jeremy Boring was saying. But before that, let's do this fucking Elon Musk. Let's finish this goddamn thing between Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson. And then I'll do the Jeremy Boring part. Hold on, I got to pee real quick.
So it might be there. Physics they call sort of the Fermi paradox. After when Enrico Fermi was an amazing physicist, asked the fundamental question, where are the aliens?
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me, where are the aliens? And I think if anyone would know about aliens on Earth, it would probably be me.
I would think.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with space stuff, and I've seen no evidence of aliens. So I would immediately tweet it out. This says split second. That would be like one of the all-time, probably the top tweet of all time. I found one, guys. It's a jackpot. There's some 8 billion likes. Next level jackpot if you find the aliens. Like, I don't think they're keeping this under, and it was like some general, I think in the 60s, who where they were saying, like, show us the aliens, like Area 51, etc. And he said, like, listen, we are constantly trying to get the defense budget to expand. And you know what would really get no arguments from anyone? If we pulled out an alien and said, we need money to protect ourselves from these guys. How much money do you want? You got it. They look dangerous. So the fastest way to get a defense budget increase would be for me to pull out an alien, We're like, yeah, I mean, it could be the invasion fleet, it could be arriving any minute, who knows? So, so I digress. But
you were saying that our consciousness makes us unique in the universe as far as we know, and that we take it for
I'm not saying that we are.
Okay, fuck this. All right, let's do it. So, like I said, Matt Walsh tweeted over the last year, my family's been harassed during docs. For those of you who don't know, Matt Walsh is, by his own words, a theocratic fascist and a best-selling children's author. He is one of the worst anti-trans accounts on here. And, of course, for that reason, Elon Musk loves him. And the journalist, Del Cameron, who wanted to contact the hacker, was banned after writing an article and reaching the hacker and writing an article about why the hacker hacked Matt Walsh. That's right. And when he did that, Andy Ngo and all the other fucking weirdos chirped about the dude, and Elon Musk turned around and banned the hacker. I mean, this level of like personal attention for one individual Twitter user is wild to me, but not unexpected from Elon Musk. They do this all the time. Elon Musk literally runs this platform to get love from some of the worst motherfuckers on the planet, like Ian Miles Wrong or Andy Ngo. That's Mr. Free Speech for you. You need to be like an unhinged, psychopathic, right-wing weirdo, and as long as you say all that, as long as you say some fucking psychotic shit on the platform, you have direct access to Elon, who's one of the most powerful and one of the most wealthy people on the planet, and he will work for you. He will do anything and everything for you. He will literally personally ban people for you. Okay? Now, Jeremy Boring, the co-founder and the co-CEO of the Daily Wire, tweeted out some stuff, some details about Matt Walsh's hacking. You may be aware that Matt Walsh blog had his Twitter account hacked last night. What you may not know is that the attack went well beyond Twitter. The hackers have managed to gain access to, well, everything, including 20 years of Matt's emails. Holy fuck. A treasure trove. What scandalous information will the hackers find in Matt's email? I do not know. I'm sure I said things in my 20s that I wouldn't feel great having aired publicly. What will real Daily Wire's response to be to things 20-year-old Matt have said? Hashtag LOL. I highly doubt this. If it came out that Matt Walsh was seriously, doing criminal shit like pedophilia and whatnot, there is 0% chance that they would defend him. They would fire him. There are certain things that no matter what you say, there are certain things that even the right understands is toxic. Okay? And there are certain things that even the right understands and will release you for. If he is, for example, openly fantasizing about white supremacist ideology. Okay? Straight up. Like, not just like anti-trans shit. Okay? You said if he was seriously doing illegal shit, I highly doubt he'd do them through email. Not just email, but through Twitter DMs, all that sort of stuff. Okay? 100%. You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy if you think that that's not the case. They have done it. They fired Tucker Carlson's head writer when journalists were able to link his account to his like forum account where he was like talking about white supremacy shit, like how he would never go to like a non-white doctor or stuff like that. And he was immediately fired. Not a single person said cancel culture because everyone understands there's a certain point where it is like justifiable and understandable to fire someone because they've become a genuine liability. The reason why you don't even remember that is because no one talked about it, because everybody understood in the right and on the left that like it was a totally reasonable quote unquote cancellation. That's it. Okay? That's it. Cancel culture simply means I don't agree with this person being canceled. I don't agree with this person being fired. That's it. This hack, as terrible and as invasive as it is just another day at the office for us. Here's what happened in the last 48 hours. Why is he posting his L's? Very weird. First, Matt Walsh blog was demonetized on YouTube for violating some opaque, arbitrarily applied standard or another related to speaking on the biological truth about Dylan Mulvaney. I can't be more specific because the capriciousness is the point for these platforms. Just 24 hours later, I'm Brett Cooper was permanently banned from TikTok. Her crime? I don't know, because again, the capriciousness is the point. First of all, I've been banned more times than Brett Cooper has from TikTok with no legal recourse, so get the fuck out of here. At the exact moment Matt Walsh was being hacked by criminals, Michael Knowles was being evacuated from Pitt Tweet from University of Pittsburgh because of a violent riot protesting his speech in which trans activists and sundry of other leftists burned Michael in an effigy and tussled with police. That's just the last 48 hours, and that is in addition to all the usual death threats, harassment, and corporate targeting that are our daily companions at their real Daily Wire. Do assholes on the right make death threats against, say, AOC? Sure, and damn them for it. The difference for us is that virtually every institution in public life agrees we should be removed and silenced. That's pretty funny. You say that because that's not the truth. You literally just talked about a highly paid speaking engagement that one of your fucking guys was involved in. What are you talking about? Michael Knowles is going to get paid. I know how these things work, okay? On the right, I know how they work. On the left is different. On the left is free 99. If you see someone, and I don't mean like Hillary Clinton talking to fucking Goldman Sachs, but if you see like an activist or even someone like myself do a speaking engagement, that's $0. Okay? $0. You see Ben Shapiro go to a college campus, that's the Young Americans for Freedom Foundation greasing his wheels for like 75 grand, oftentimes dono matched by alumni that are also conservative that make sure that you get like double the amount for a speaking engagement. These guys don't do this out of the kindness of their hearts. They don't do this because they truly believe it. They might. But it's certainly because they're getting well paid for these speaking engagements. Okay? Wait, the Clintons get speaking fees? What? Yeah, of course they do. Every fucking liberal, every wealthy liberal in a position of power gets speaking engagements from the corporations as like remittance for all of the crimes that they allowed them to get away with during their course of power. Welcome to the world, the real world. Anyway, we're continually fact-checked. Almost all facts are removed on appeal, by the way, but not before they have the desired effect of stunting our reach. Yeah. Okay. The rest of this stuff is stupid. But Ian Miles wrong. Got this guy banned. Let's take a look at the article. The breach of the right-wing provocateur was simply a way of stirring up some drama, the attacker tells Wired, but the damage could have been much worse. The hacker, who claims to have compromised the Twitter account of right-wing commentator Matt Walsh, last night says he meant no harm, though he was clearly in a position to exact some. The whole purpose of the attack, he says, was to stir up controversy and sow chaos on Twitter. If that was all he was after, well, mission accomplished. Walsh's account first appeared compromised Tuesday night after a series of out-of-character posts appeared on his feed. We already read all that stuff. Walsh, who hosts a Daily Wire podcast named after himself, has been frequently characterized as an online troll. He previously described himself as a theocratic fascist, claims to believe anime is satanic, and push for state executions of doctors who provide minors with gender-affirming care. Just to give you a little bit, just to give you some of his opinions. These are the most the immediate ones that stick with you. Due to his efforts to foment attacks against the LGBTQ community online and in media, denigrating trans people in particular as groomers, Walsh drew criticism more recently over a series of resurfaced remarks in which he refers to girls as young as 16 as being the most fertile. The intent was to make funny tweets, as Matt Walsh likes to trigger people, said Doomed, who declined to provide his real name. We caused no financial harm, threatened anyone, nor ruined anything. It was merely, he says, a few silly words on social media. A pinned tweet on Walsh's profile, which was suspended a few hours after the hacks began. My pronouns are that N-word. The hack was accomplished, Doom says, using a technique known as SIM swapping. Yep, called it. The attack typically involves hackers tracking a cellular provider into switching a victim's phone number into a SIM card to hackers' control, rather than the one in the victim's phone. Doomed, however, claims Walsh's phone was compromised with the help of an insider. In addition to his Twitter account, Walsh's Google and Microsoft accounts appeared to have been compromised, granting Doomed unfettered access to the right-wing host's private emails. Several screenshots were provided as proof of the intrusion, including an apparent copy of Walsh's W-2 tax form, which lists his employer, Bent Key Services LLC, the publisher of Daily Wire. Business organization lists Shapiro as the company's director. Other images include a direct message on Twitter from Shapiro from 2017, emails between Walsh and the conservative commentator Steven Crowder, host of Louder with Crowder podcast dated March 2014, and a photo of Walsh holding up a paper dated November 2020, apparently used to authenticate some type of accompanying message. The emails between Walsh and Crowder are largely benign, with Crowder introducing himself before he and Walsh began opining about the imminent collapse of the cable news industry, which has thus far failed to materialize, and the growing obsolescence of talk radio. Talk about shrinking market shares, Walsh says, a former terrestrial radio host himself remarks. Walsh goes on to say his primary goal is growing his personal brand for profit. There's certainly plenty of money to be made when you can get millions of hits online, and I'm a capitalist and I have a family, so I've decided to start getting serious about that. Other screen, of course, I don't even think that they can lie about that. But yeah, I'm a capitalist, so I can be a bad person is always the funniest fucking counter. Yeah. No, guys, left-wing people are the grifters. Neither Dell's story nor his Twitter feed contain hacked materials. We do not believe his account violated Twitter's policy. We have not received any further explanation from Twitter, and our attempts to reach Twitter's press office were met with the customary poop emoji. We asked that the account be reinstated and that Twitter provide an explanation. Yeah, they permanently suspended him because he reported on Matt Walsh's hacked account. Ironic because Matt Walsh himself used information from this article when saying he is when recognizing how the hack happened. When he talked about someone on the inside, apparently. Anyway. Another screenshot appears to show the hacker in the midst of compromising Walsh's accounts, triggering authenticating requests received on the SIM swap device. Attacks Walsh could have prevented by using an authentication app instead of receiving security codes via SMS, or by upgrading his defenses with a USB token such as a YubiKey. Twitter announced in February that it would know. Oh my God, it's literally because. Oh my God. Oh my God, he got SIM swiped. You got SIM hacked too once, right? No, I did not, as a matter of fact. I have been targeted many times, but no. Excuse, he might have. The hacker who acknowledged he was merely bored and felt like stirring up some drama also used Walsh's account to plug what he called a silly, ironic LGBTQ rap song written by a friend. One tweet read, "I ain't a gangsta, I'm a sassy shooter." I noticed he panicked and removed his iCloud and stuff, Doom says, adding he didn't really care what Walsh had stored on it. "I literally only wanted his Twitter account to make stupid tweets, and it worked. Both sides are arguing over it." Likely to the chagrin of Walsh's online detractors, Doom said he has no plans to continue the plaguing of self-described fascists, telling Wired that he's already signed out of Walsh's account and has even tried returning his access. Attempts at contacting Walsh have so far failed, Doom says. A Wired email to Walsh went unanswered. However, understandably, he may not be immediately reachable for comment. Why would he panic? I mean, dude, come on. Come on, guys. Matt Walsh is a psychotic freak, but like he's still a human being. Like you would fucking panic too if your shit was compromised. Come on now. Let's be real. Protesters marching in the building chanting, "Fuck you, fascists." Waiting in line to see Walsh speak.
Fuck you, fascists! This is tolerance! Fuck you, fascists! Fuck you.
I mean, you're the biggest goober on the planet if you want to go see Matt Walsh speak, actually. Why are you always charitable to these weirdos? I hate Matt Walsh, but I'm just saying that it's like understandable that he would want to like remove any kind of fucking access that he could in the off chance that like, bro, what are you talking about? There's like private information on there. You know what I mean? Photos of his fucking family and shit. Like, I'm not trying to humanize him because he is the worst scumbag on the fucking planet. But like, you know. But yeah, I think part of it is because he got hacked because Elon turned off mobile authentication and Matt didn't set up a two-factor authorization with an app. Am I personally a little upset that this guy was just simply trolling? Maybe, a little bit. You know? And there wasn't more to it than that. The interview is trying so hard to annoy her, but is actually getting annoyed that it's not working. Yeah, this was going viral all over Twitter. This is a really old video where Dasha is talking before she went like full tilt psychotic weirdo, who actually lost her blossoming career in Hollywood due to her interest in appearing alongside Alex Jones for some fucking weird reason. But this has been trending nonstop. This is an InfoWars reporter interviewing Dasha.
I don't really want to do this. What is this for?
We're asking people why they like Bernie Sanders.
For InfoWars?
Yes, we are InfoWars.
I think he has a lot of integrity. I like his value system. I like what he stands for.
Exactly what values?
Eating the rich.
Eating the rich. Well, are you aware that Bernie Sanders lives in $3 million homes?
No, I was not aware of that.
Yeah. And are you aware? I'm going to ask you something.
Wait, Bernie's home is the same price as mine? That's crazy. Hell yeah, baby. Eat the rich till you're the rich. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Get your money up, not your funny up, InfoWars. You know what I'm saying? Broke boys. Hey. Anyway, this person is no longer this, well, kind of cringe, but still, albeit leftist individual that she originally started off as. and gained a lot of prominence for.
So if they're about eating the rich, why do you think so many of the 1% support socialism?
Is that true?
It's very true.
Like who?
Well, for example, you know Venezuela, right?
Heard of it.
A majority of the country is currently eating rats, while their politicians are drinking champagne on a daily basis.
But that's not the 1%.
The 1% of Venezuela.
I'm talking about America.
Well, I'm saying, since if Bernie Sanders were president, right, and he wanted to bring the same ideas as for socialism into this country,
Yeah.
do you think that we would benefit?
Yeah.
But I just told you Venezuela is eating rats.
But I just want people to have health care, honey. I don't want like.
Well,
Same thing Hugo Chavez.
Oh my god.
When he was taking power in Venezuela.
You people have like worms in your brain, honestly.
I mean, you're the one who can't answer the question.
What question?
The question is why you support socialism. You can have healthcare without socialism.
I want people to have free health care. That the
Why
government
free?
Pays for.
Why would the government pay for it?
Because I think everyone has a right to have health care.
So what's an example of a free healthcare?
Human being.
What's a good example of having free healthcare?
What?
What's a good example of having free healthcare? Like a good country.
Denmark?
Well, are you aware that Denmark has one of the highest tax rates in the world?
Yeah, I would pay more taxes. if I
Really?
could have-
So let's say this. Let's say somebody smokes a pack of cigarettes a day and you don't. You think you should pay for their healthcare?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're paying for their bad mistakes?
Yeah.
You're okay with that? Okay, we have it. There you go.
So the hilarious part about this is that, God, I will never forgive InfoWars for this interview and like blowing up Dasha into the fucking stratosphere alongside Cumtown. Worst mistake. Both of these institutions of profound integrity. Both of these center-left institutions of profound journalistic integrity just fucking blew her into the stratosphere. She started off. She started her own podcast. They hate me. I'm just letting you guys know. It's all the fucking annoying, chirpy, tradcath weirdos that, in their whole ass adult lives decided to become Catholic. They were like, out of all the religions that we're gonna go for, I'm gonna pick the one that's like most prominently pedophilic. They're literally like they went from like we're edgy leftists to like sweaty. Actually, trans people are fucking gross. That kind of shit. Anyway, regardless, where was I? Yeah, they now have this like weird, I don't know, I don't really listen to them at all anymore. They're so fucking stupid. Dasha Sims are the most mentally ill leftists on the internet. They're not even fucking leftists, and I don't even care. Okay, but yeah, she went from that to like befriending Alex Jones. She actually had, here's Red Scare recording. Here's Red Scare recording a podcast. What? I almost finished watching this episode. In fact, the whole season. Anyway. If I had to befriend one potato-shaped person, I would pick Alex Jones too. Yeah, I mean, the befriending Alex Jones isn't even the worst fucking thing that they've done, let's be real. But in any case, chat is so fucking dense, not explaining jokes anymore. Yeah, we're not explaining the joke on that one. It doesn't matter. But yeah, they're a podcast. Dasha was on Succession. Her career in acting looked prominent. Way better than being on that shitty Epstein movie. and it imploded when they decided that they have to befriend Alex Jones and do the Alex Jones thing. So yeah, Dasha went right wing, and the Infowars girl that's like interviewing her is now apparently like a non-binary witch or something. And apparently follows me. Did not know this. Professional bimbo, I fled a cult, autistic cosplayer, and pan. So, you know, things have changed a lot. Thinking about how my first video working in conservative media was filmed from inside my closet, at least I was poetic. Yeah. It's like Full Metal Alchemist, a lot of equivalent exchange. Yeah, the team's got auto-balanced. Good for her. You win some, you lose some. Yeah, I guess. Twitter Blue subscribers. What is this? I only pay for Twitter Blue so I could upload the entirety of Blink-182's 2-song finale at Coachella. An absolutely incredible experience watching these three back on stage together. Wish I was there. So happy for them. The media has been disabled in response to a report by the copyright owner. I don't know why he thinks like Twitter Blue allows you to overwrite DMCAs, but you make more money on the right, but you have more fun on the left. I don't think so. I think you have a lot of fun on the right too. All right. Moving on from all this shit. Here.
Well, folks,
this is the last fucking political video I'm going to do, and then I'm going to move on. Also, Frank Ocean pulled out a Coachella weekend, too.
MrBeast is the top YouTuber on planet Earth. His videos are really, really watchable, beautifully produced, really entertaining, but now he's got a major problem.
What do you mean? What? I mean, Ben Shapiro is such a fucking algo demon. He has to glaze up MrBeast.
Many people who are sort of outside the YouTube sphere have no idea who MrBeast is, but MrBeast is the single most popular YouTuber on YouTube, meaning he has tens of millions of followers. A huge number of people follow his videos. Even if you're not sort of a routine YouTuber, you've probably seen some of his videos. He very famously, a couple of years ago, for example, did a remake of Squid Game in which he actually hired a bunch of people or offered a bunch of people to take part in Squid Game. They're then shot with paintball guns. His videos are incredibly well done. They've been viewed hundreds of millions of times each. We're talking about billions and billions of views for MrBeast. He's a very young guy. He's like 24, 25 years old. His actual name is Jimmy Donaldson. And the entire sort of drive of his show is that he does these incredibly creative videos, very clickable videos. And very often he does things for charity in his videos as well. We've talked about him on the show before, helping to donate money so that people who are going blind can actually have surgery, or making sure that people in Africa have shoes. There's some really cool stuff on his YouTube channel. The entire sort of vibe of his show is that he and some of his friends, sort of the bros, they're constantly going and they are doing things together. It's him and his team of friends. Well, now MrBeast has a problem. MrBeast's problem is that one of his co-stars, his longtime friend Chris Tyson, has decided that he is now a woman. Now, normally, this isn't really a problem, right? You got a friend, your friend decides that they're a woman.
Wait, what? No, it's never a problem. It's only a problem to you and other freaks like you, Ben. Like, I don't even understand. You know his ass has to fucking glaze up MrBeast, though, because, again, he's an algorithm demon. So he is going to present this as though it's not him being transphobic, but everyone else is going to be transphobic to Chris. And therefore, MrBeast's business is going to suffer due to this. And that's the reason why MrBeast should fucking turn around and separate forcibly with Chris. That's it. That is literally what he's saying. Okay? This is going to be the Sunny V2 version. Sunny V1, basically. Okay? It could be a nightmare if you ask Sunny V2. Yeah. This is like literally the carbon copy of the Sunny V2 video. That's But of course, with Ben Shapiro, with Sunny V2, we don't fucking know if he's like, hyper right wing, or at least like you can kind of make inferences. You can make an assumption, and it's probably a correct one. But with Benny V1, we know he's like super anti-trans. That's all he does. All he does is speak about how trans people are fucking awful and bad and blah, 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 blah. So, what? What is this, dude? This is like a phone number you wrote.
That's a you issue, right? I mean, that's just a question for you in your life. How are you going to handle that? But the problem is for MrBeast that Chris Tyson is actually a member of the cast. Chris Tyson is a person who was part of sort of the bro crew, and now he is saying that he is gender transitioning into becoming a woman. And for people,
no, Chris hasn't even said that. He just said that he's gender nonconforming. He might down the line, and we will respect that. But, Ben, of course, speaking on issues that he does not understand.
Or fans of MrBeast, this sort of changes the dynamic a little bit. Sort of changes the dynamic.
Why?
Right?
Why?
If you are somebody who watches MrBeast regularly and suddenly
look, normally, if this wasn't MrBeast, the way that Ben would cover this is literally MrBeast is a pervert for showing a trans person to children. But because it's MrBeast, he has to fucking toe the line because he knows MrBeast will fucking watch this video. So he can't just outwardly be anti-MrBeast. He can't fucking criticize Jimmy aggressively. He's just trying to politely tell Jimmy to sever ties with his fucking childhood friend. The cruelty is so fucked up. Okay? It is such a precise way that he is describing this issue. And he's using precise language because he's afraid that, he's afraid of losing out on a potential ally down the line.
A bunch of bros are interrupted by one guy who is pretending to be or believes that he is a woman. It changes the dynamic in rather stark ways, especially given the fact that Chris Tyson has in the past made sort of transgender jokes about transgenderism. Well,
so is Jimmy. It's a very common. It's kind of, I bet you loved it back then, didn't you? Super common. Everyone in fucking 2016 with, some exceptions, were saying shit like that. Super common. Luckily, a lot of people grew out of it. You in your old ass age, decided to lean into it and, become worse. You know what I mean? You can't be trans if you made trans jokes. Yeah, that would ironically, that would be more devastating to the trans community than the anti-HRT bills that they're passing, because probably 98% of trans people have made trans jokes and still continue to make trans jokes now. So that would be the rate of trans people drops to 0 immediately. So pulling up the trans jokes Chris made is literally the least bad thing he tweeted back then. Also, it's clearly internalized transphobia. Yeah, exactly. None of my gay friends ever said the F slur before they came out or continue to do so regularly. Austin, even though he won't say it on camera because he is homophobic. I think it's a homophobic act that Austin refuses to say the F word on camera. Anyway, I digress. That's an irrelevant point.
A little while ago, a few months ago, he decided that he was going to begin hormone replacement therapy, and he started looking significantly less masculine on camera and significantly more feminine on camera. Now, listen, if you were running a TV show, which is essentially what MrBeast is doing, if you're running a piece of entertainment, then typically what you do is you cast for roles, right? Now, on YouTube,
bro, this is a human, okay? This is a human being.
Because it's all about authenticity. Very often they're just sort of your friends. But the reality is the dynamic created is a dynamic that is for the cameras. And so typically speaking, let's say that you were running a show, other than the Umbrella Academy, and one of your stars decided they were a member of the opposite sex. What would you do? Well, you would probably just say, well, you don't get to be in the show anymore because the dynamic of the show has changed. And
yeah, except these are friends who are just shooting YouTube videos together. So you become this weird parasocial psycho. Dude, how old is Ben Shapiro, bro? Come on now. Ben Shapiro age. Motherfucker is 39 years old, bro. MrBeast. My favorite television show is MrBeast. and now there's someone who is trans. They should stop being friends with the trans person.
That has nothing to do with bigotry. That has to do with the dynamic and success of the show. Not only that, if you were
Bro really is like, yo, you should recast your friend. Hey, man, you should really recast your friend. It's kind of fucked up. Why? It's bothering me. Just like annoys me that your friend is existing as a trans person on camera. Have you thought about recasting your friend? Okay, thanks.
were actually friends with somebody, if one of my close friends were on camera with me and they decided to make a radical life shift, they wouldn't expect me to continue to put the success of my career on hold or at risk because they were.
It shouldn't be that way. Why would the success of his career change because there's a trans person on screen? I know why. Because Ben Shapiro is transphobic. That's it. That's why it's funny. Because so many motherfuckers were like, it's actually good. Someone, like, there's two sides of the transphobia coin, right? There's the Ben Shapiro side who's like, oh, actually, it's going to ruin your business, I promise. And then the other side is the real schizos who was like, it was supposed to either be him, Jimmy, or Chris. One of the two had to be trans. The die is cast. Our Illuminati overlords decided one of them had to be trans, so Chris took a dive on the trans side. This is the only way they could continue. Like, I've seen those tweets. Like, they're insane.
We're making a personal life decision. In other words, it's not my job to make room for you on this particular show because you've decided to make a life decision that now cuts directly against the entire dynamic of the show. Now, I mentioned the Umbrella Academy a moment ago on Netflix. They've run into serious trouble because the Umbrella Academy started off with Ellen Page, a woman, playing a girl on the show, like a straight woman on the show. And then Ellen Page decided that she was a lesbian, and so they actually added a lesbian storyline in the middle of Umbrella Academy. And then Ellen Page decided that she was Elliot Page, a man, and so then they turned the entire character into a male. And that just doesn't work. I mean, it's ridiculous and it's silly, but that's exactly what is sort of now expected in the entertainment.
Yeah, have you noticed how that's different because it's like a fictional show, and even then it like still was fine? You know what I mean? Like even in that fictional show, which is like, you know, which is not super beholden to, but oftentimes could be beholden to source material. Whereas like you're comparing, here's what you're doing, Ben. You're comparing a fictional show off of a comic book rendition on Netflix, a live action rendition that still was fine. You know, it didn't fucking, you know, it didn't change the dynamic all that aggressively. It was otherwise mediocre regardless before, Elliot Page's gender confirmation. But like, notice how you are talking about a show, a live action show, a fiction, a work of fiction, versus like a real human being appearing alongside his friend. And your expectation is that like the dynamic should be different now because like, you know, they are now gender non-confirming. Notice how weird that is? It's only not weird to you because you're a fucking psychotic freakazoid who clearly has never had a friend in general, and certainly not one that was, I guess, maybe gender non-confirming or anything like that, or came out as gay. You know what I mean? It's just very odd to look at something like this and be like, yeah, you should literally not. Why are people saying conforming? What did I say? Why are people hyper focusing on the way I'm saying words? Okay. Shut up, chat. You're being fucking weird. Okay. You know what I mean. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Shut the fuck up. Holy shit. I don't even want to fucking cover the story. I'm so fucking tired of covering the story over and over again. And like chat just hyper focusing on the dumbest shit. Okay. Y'all are so fucking annoying.
Entertainment world is that everyone who casts these shows, they have to treat people who completely change their entire identity as completely unfireable, like absolutely unfireable. So all this began again when Chris Tyson started to change his appearance on the show to appear more feminine, and then started tweeting out publicly about the benefits and wonders of gender affirming healthcare. So Chris Tyson tweeted out, and again, he's changed his entire Twitter profile. So now he has sort of an illustration of himself looking like a woman, although he doesn't look anything like that in real life. He looks like a dude who's wearing some makeup and has some long hair. He says, informed consent, HRT, that'd be hormone replacement therapy, saved me and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people, gender non-conforming people, have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare.
It's really funny because, like, Chris goes by any and all pronouns. So, like, Ben is trying to misgender him and, like, failing to do so. It's like a bit of an ultimate own. You know what I mean? Like, they all work at the moment. You know what I mean?
In a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies. And people started pointing out, well, Chris, you know, when you make life decisions, it actually has impact on other people. See, this is the magnificent narcissism of modern society.
Please tell us more about the magnificent narcissism of modern society as you cut 13 minutes of vitriolic propaganda about a whole-ass, grown-ass adult and his own whole-ass, grown-ass personal decisions and how that hurts your feelings and how that may or may not actually impact the bottom line of another whole-ass, grown-ass adult who has chosen to stand by him. Go ahead. No, Ben, please. Please, I really want to know how you feel about, like, two people in fucking North Carolina who've known each other for many, many years, and how you feel about their relationship now that one has come out as trans. Please, tell me how fucking narcissistic it is that Chris is, you know, living their best fucking life. Yeah, Chris is the narcissist here. You're right.
Is that
the worst part about this is that he just plagiarized, like absolutely fucking plagiarized the Sunny V2 video. I'd be so pissed if I was Sunny V2. I'd be like, God damn, I made this fucking video and this fucking guy, he stole it for weird.
Decide that the personal life decisions that make us feel better in the cockles of our heart. These are the things that really matter in life, not our relationships with other people. Not, in Chris Tyson's case, the relationship that he has with his wife and his kid. He has a wife and he has a kid. Let me just express something to you right now. If you decide that your feelings of comfort and gender identity are more important than your relationship with your wife and your child, you are being selfish. This is true for everyone. If you're a man and you decide that you're going to cheat on your wife because, listen, it makes you feel better about yourself. You're hitting your 40s and now...
Wait, what? Why are you just like bringing up yeah, if you're an adult and you decide to like murder someone, yeah, that would be pretty fucked up as well. Are we just like talking about things that are fucked up and then trying to like subtly compare them to something that's not fucked up? That's so weird. All right, what about like coming to terms with being trans is like damaging, especially if they're still in the lives of their partner and also their child. Very weird.
Now it's time for that midlife crisis and you decide to go get a younger model and to take that for a ride. Well, that is you being a bad person. That is you being a narcissist. That is you ignoring the actual priorities in your own life. Life is about what are you...
Yeah. Exactly. Totally unrelated to this issue, though. Hypothetically, what if Chris decided to murder people? What then? Wouldn't that be damaging to the MrBeast franchise? MrBeast should not stand by someone who has murdered people. It's like, but he didn't do that. He didn't do adultery. He's just coming to terms with his gender expression. It's very weird that you compared that. Do you think it's the same as adultery? Do you think it's the same as like leaving your child behind? Why are you saying that? You have no evidence that Chris is doing that. That's very weird.
You're going to sacrifice on behalf of the people who mean the most to you. It is not about you feeling the best you can feel on the interior of you, especially because that's a really subjective feeling, and it turns out it's incredibly transitory. Not only is it transitory, when you're telling lies to yourself, it's incredibly damaging. When you're telling yourself a lie that you're a member of the opposite sex, and meanwhile, completely destroying, presumably, your relationship with your wife, and also completely confusing your own child, that actually is a bad thing to do. This should not be a controversial statement because, again, this is true for everyone.
Dog, you confuse your child. Fuck you mean? In infinitely more damaging ways than Chris. Trans people exist. Whether Chris is trans or not trans, it doesn't matter. Trans people still exist. You know what I mean? Every child is eventually going to learn about the existence of trans people. I know that sounds like I'm fucking Sephiroth making a threat, but it's a promise. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, you can be Ben Shapiro and try to, basically bake in that hatred of trans people to your child at an early age so they just like grow up and become another weirdo like Ben Shapiro. Why is bro acting like he's a friend of the family? They don't know you, little bro. I know.
Gay, straight, gender nonconform, whatever you are, your top priority is providing for your child a level of stability and understandability to the world. And to your spouse, your highest commitment is to being the best husband or the best wife to your spouse that you can be. This does not involve you seeking yourself. You seeking yourself is a 1960s, 1970s garbage construct in which your own personal priority.
It's so weird. Like, Ben's argument here is that, like, again, is the same as like Sunny V2. It's just that, like, you should hide it. Like, don't be true to yourself. Don't live with the mental clarity and happiness. Just hide it. And what? Be like Steven Crowder? He doesn't seem too happy with his life. He just pulled it. If you're gay, you have to stay with your wife. Yeah, exactly. Which, by the way, I think as an in the closet gay man, you should still have obligations to your child for sure. 100%. But that doesn't fucking mean that, like, you literally have to present as a straight person. It's so stupid. Which, from what I understand, like, Chris is absolutely still very much not throwing away his parental responsibilities.
Take priority. Okay, in any case, some people pointed out that.
Yes, I said as a closeted gay man, and everyone said, oh my God, you're a closeted gay man? Yeah, dude, I fucked your dad, okay? I fucked your mom, and then I fucked your dad. Shut the fuck up. I can't have a serious goddamn conversation about these fucking issues without every 12-year-old in my fucking chat being like, lol, you said as a gay man. Like, yes, dude, it's a term of expression. It doesn't mean I'm the fucking in the closet gay man. Oh my fucking Lord. Fuck. Literally lizard brain I can't even talk. Lizard brain dipshits in the chat today.
This changes the dynamic of MrBeast's show. That this actually is a problem for MrBeast's show. So MrBeast was now caught between a rock and a hard place. Because what our woke society has now created is a rock and a hard place, not for Chris Tyson, whose choice this was in the first place. Whatever he chooses to do with his own family, he is free to do, although I am also free to morally criticize that thing. Because again, anybody who places their own priorities above those of their family is doing the wrong thing. We'll get to that momentarily. First, as you may have noticed, the economy is getting worse. This dude, Chris Tyson, who believes man, who pretends that he's a woman. By the way, this actually has real ramifications, the way that the show feels, the way the show looks. And they
Bro, the amount of time that he cut talking about Mr. Beast, like Mr. Beast's YouTube page, is fucking insane. You should go to jail as a 39-year-old man. I'm not even kidding. Like, straight up, that's insane. There's something wrong with this motherfucker. Check him PC, bro. I made the mistake of looking at the like and dislike ratio and comments. Yeah, of course. Like, notice how this person says, the untypical German says, man leaves his wife and child. What a scumbag. Man leaves his wife and child to dress in women's clothes. What a hero. Notice how, like, the part that's bad here is leaving the wife and child. And that is something that objectively did not happen. But in order to make this look bad, and of course say like, oh, dressing women's clothes, not as like, being gender non-conforming or anything, they have to add the bad thing. You have to do that when you recognize the other thing objectively isn't bad. The other thing objectively hurts no one. Okay? That's why you have to add the other thing. Wow, man murders someone, scumbag. Man murders someone and then becomes trans, hero. It's like, yeah, no, it's the murder part that's fucked up, man. I don't know if you realize that.
There's a recent video from MrBeast in which this dude, Chris Tyson, who believes that he is a woman, they're interacting and making all the interactions that used to be kind of normal are now extremely, extremely awkward. Okay, but MrBeast is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because if he says to Chris, listen, Chris, you're screwing up the dynamic of the show, right? We didn't bargain for this. You want to make your personal life decisions. You want to take some time. You want to figure out what you're all about. That's fine. But you don't get to enact your personal dramas on the set of my billion-dollar show. You don't really get to do that. And if you do that, I got to say that is not kind to me as a friend. He's not allowed to do that. Our society says that he must actually sacrifice his business for the sake of his supposed friend who's willing to put him in this position in the first place. Because if he doesn't put this guy on the air and destroy the dynamic of a show, or at least harm the dynamic of a show, then that means that he's a transphobe. But if he leaves the guy on the air, it completely messes up the dynamic of the show, and fewer people are going to watch it. And you can see that in the number of dislikes that have been racking up on MrBeast's YouTube page. So MrBeast had to make the choice, and so the choice that he chose is, of course, the wokest choice. He tweeted out, yeah, this is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my bleeping friend, and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. Okay, that's MrBeast's choice, but you also have a choice, which is whether you actually wish to watch MrBeast videos, right? Or whether you want your kids to watch it. MrBeast stuff is very safe for kids, typically speaking. It's kind of silly stuff like, what is the difference between a $1 flight versus a $100 flight versus a $10,000 flight, right? It's that kind of stuff. Well, I do not feel as though my kids should be exposed to a man who believes that he is a woman on the YouTubes until they're of age to understand exactly what is going on. A lot of other parents are going to have that same exact.
Yeah. He's like, MrBeast, here's why you're in big trouble. Because I'm going to boycott you. That's what he's saying. There it is. After 11 minutes and like a fucking 4-minute ad break in between, which is 1 minute longer than the top of the hour ad break I serve you at the top of every hour, which is an avoidable one, by the way. Because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime. Or by getting gifted a sub if you're lucky. That's right. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. Patch Office, thank you for the 5 gifted. Cap Calloway, thank you for the 5 gifted, allowing 10 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Anyway, after an 11-minute video, he finally arrives at the main point of contention. He doesn't like that there is a trans person in the MrBeast universe. He does not care that they're friends. He does not care that this is a person who is now more comfortable and more, healthy. Cool Albania, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Tamana, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Shut up, Axel, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Yeah. He's like, MrBeast, you're in big trouble. Why? Because I, Ben Shapiro, will initiate a boycott. I will stop my children from watching, and I will tell other people to also subtly not fucking watch. That's it.
Question. And that's not the fault of Mr. Beast. That's the fault of Chris Tyson. And him putting his friend in that position is, on a personal level, somewhat inexcusable.
Yeah, it's really fucked up that Chris Tyson came out as trans. It's really fucked up. Great.
Excusable. But again, this is all about our society basically deciding that personal.
He still won't all the way shit on Mr. Beast? Yes, because he's like, oh, Mr. Beast, come on, you're a capitalist, you love your business, your bottom line will be affected by this. Drop your friend, be a fucking demon. That's it. That's all he's doing. He's doing that because he thinks there's still a chance. Okay? He thinks there's still a chance that, like, Jimmy will be like, yeah, Chris, maybe you shouldn't be on my videos any longer. Maybe we shouldn't be friends any longer, that sort of thing. You know?
Authenticity comes at the cost of everyone else around you. Everyone else around you must be made to mirror your priorities. It's the only thing that matters. What makes Chris Tyson feel good is the only thing that matters in all of this.
Being a trans ally will almost certainly be worse for Mr. Beast's worldwide viewership than folding to the woke would. No, that's not even remotely true. It doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. Shut the fuck up. Even being racist doesn't matter unless you get fucking banned, okay? Just make content. That's it. I say this as a content creator, okay? Shut the fuck up. Just keep making the content. No one gives a shit. You want to know why no one gives a shit? Chris was out as bisexual before this, and his view counts didn't fucking diminish. Chris was also dressing in more gender non-confirming ways, and it's not like the view counts dipped. So clearly, demonstrably, it doesn't fucking matter. These people are desperately trying to make it seem like it matters. Okay? There is no like get woke, go broke type shit. It's not real. It literally is so not real that none of these companies that have gone woke have gone broke. It has not happened. No matter how much they try to game the system to make it seem like it has. I noticed that hardline right-wingers either disregard or dislike the concept of being oneself or being aligned with oneself. If somebody they know changes, it's a problem, and they don't try to learn why the person might outwardly change. They want people to be correct. Yes. I think JonTron is a really good example of the fact that you don't cancel YouTubers for political shit. Yeah, it's just like, unless you literally go down this pipeline and break your brain and personally dedicate your whole life to making like right-wing commentary or whatever, and even then you can't like actually perform at the same level you did before you were political, openly political, it doesn't matter. And I don't think Mr. Beast is going to be doing fucking, HRT introduction videos anytime soon. So as long as Mr. Beast keeps making the same fucking videos that he's doing, and Chris is involved in the videos in the same way that they were involved in prior, okay, it doesn't matter. Nothing is going to change. People are still going to watch him. He is an algo demon, okay? He knows what's good. People vastly overestimate overt and violent transphobia levels in the broader population. Most people are maybe lightly transphobic, but if they see a trans person and trans accepting friends of that person, they'll say whatever floats their boat, etc. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, think about how many fucking times I've been canceled by quote unquote my own fans, apparently. If you ask the media, my fans are the ones who got mad that I bought a house. All this other shit. Okay? Zero? What do you mean? I get fucking canceled on a weekly fucking basis. It doesn't matter. If you keep your output the same, it literally doesn't matter. This cancel culture shit is not real unless you've done something truly heinous and truly fucked up, okay? Oh. That's it.
Which is why presumably Chris Tyson tweeted about his own kid. He tweeted, quote, I won't let people talk about how I, quote, abandoned my child. He's the only priority in my life. I have his love and support, and that is all that I need. I'm doing this for him. If that confuses you, educate yourself. If that makes you mad, leave. Simple. You're not doing this for him. You're not. That's a lie. This is like the...
See, this is why. By the way, I told Chris not to fucking respond to any of this shit and that you should stop just tweeting about this stuff in general. Just live your life. Tune Twitter out. This is the reason. Because there is no correcting the record in this circumstance, okay? There is no correcting the record. These people do not care. They will just use it as content and will weaponize it against you no matter what, okay? I regularly, try to do that every now and then. I cave. I'm weak. Can't stop myself. I do it all the fucking time. It doesn't matter. No one sees that and goes, oh, wow, well, maybe Chris is in the lives of his children. I was wrong. No, they're like, you're trans. We hate you. Fuck you. You're lying. You're lying about your gender and you're lying about being in your child's life. And even if you're saying you're in your child's life, it doesn't fucking matter because we're going to act like that's not the case. The more you respond, the more content you give them. The worst thing you can do for your haters, the absolute worst thing you can do for your haters is not respond to them, no matter how much they try to fucking cut content. Okay? That's it. Don't feed the trolls. Because the best thing you can do is respond. Even if it's like a really good slam dunk, there's still going to be some people that look to that and go, ooh, there's movement here. Ooh, I can get a rise out of this person. Ooh, I could potentially get this person to respond to me. I could maybe even gain in. I could maybe even get in on the fucking anti-trans hate here and maybe make a fucking little bit of cash for myself. Like you did for Glenn Greenwald. I mean, there's a difference between me responding to Glenn Greenwald, who already has a prominent audience, a sizable audience, who's like kind of chirping and crying about the same exact bullshit that everyone's cried about. I don't really care if I give Glenn Greenwald clout, but you should care about cutting propaganda for Ben Shapiro. Does that make sense? Glenn also has a much larger audience, depending on what you're looking at. There are plenty of fucking instances where I don't actually end up giving clout to many, many people. Most of them have marginal audiences. They're fucking weird. They're crazy. They're annoying. They never stop. But ultimately, it dies down. It doesn't matter. Responding is always worse.
The parents who say, not because they're in an abusive marriage or something, they say, you know what? I'm leaving. Because I have to leave my wife and I have to leave my child because after all, if I stayed, just the dynamic, I'm really leaving for this younger model. I'm doing it for my child. Don't you understand? The happiest version of me is the one that my child ought to say. No, that is not how any of this works.
That is exactly how this works, you fucking asshole. You don't know anything about their lives. You don't know anything about Chris. You don't know anything about his relationship with his child. You don't know anything. You're just literally parasocially crying. Okay? That's it.
Again, as a father of 3, soon to be 4, gotta tell you, you're constantly sacrificing your personal authenticity and happiness on behalf of your children. It's just a thing you do all the time. But let's be real. What we are now doing is we are reverse engineering how parenting, how relationships are supposed to be done. Everyone is out there to validate you. You're not out there to validate anyone else, right? It's not your job to create relationships with other people with give and take. It is their job to mirror you. It is the perfect tale of narcissists. We are now stuck looking in the mirror at ourselves constantly And if we don't
Ben having a grin and bear it approach to his family makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I also don't think he has to. Like, that's the other thing. He is a traditionalist, right? So he can kind of get away with whatever the fuck he's doing. Unless he's like talking about some deep-seated secret here that he is suppressing aggressively. You know what I mean? Seems like that might be the case. I'm seeing a lot. But it's fucking weird. Weird that he's like dying on this hill because Chris is not giving up anything. That's the thing. Like, it's the same person, you know what I mean? But healthier and has more mental clarity, you know what I mean? It's not like he's like, oh man, I'm fucking flying to a different country and I'm just going to be there forever. I'm going to leave my child behind. It's so weird. I think Ludwig said it best. Like, dude, imagine having MrBeast as your fucking uncle and Chris from MrBeast as your dad, mom, parental unit. You know what I mean? That's fire. That kid's life is awesome. No matter what. It's true. It's fucking sick. This story is not even something Ben feels strongly about. He's just mimicking what others are saying like a fucking fraud. No, I think Ben does feel strongly about this, but if it wasn't MrBeast, who he thinks he can approach and he can actually like, reach out to, he would be way more aggressive. He'd be like, MrBeast is degenerate. MrBeast is like actually perverting children. He should immediately take his friend off of the airwaves. He basically said that here. But he can't say that because MrBeast is like, the algorithm demon, Mr. YouTube, basically. So Ben can't really be on bad terms. He can't openly shit on MrBeast. Yeah, the tone here and how these guys talked about Bud Light is totally different. We know how he talks about when a brand even has like a one-off, one-time ad campaign with like a trans person. Versus with MrBeast.
don't like what we see, then we insist that we get a new mirror and that everyone around us mirror back to us what it is that we are. Alrighty. The rest of the show is continuing right now. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to be getting into censorship, more censorship of new novels, plus the ridiculous hit on Clarence Thomas. If you're not a member, become a member. Use code Shapiro. Check out for 2 months free on all annual plans. Click that link in the description and join us.
Nice. What an awful video. We're not going to do the all cops are bastards Jubilee video. I can't do that. It will fucking kill me. Okay. I saw this tweet earlier. Twitch reportedly made $10 million to $15 million when Kai streamed every day of the month of February. He reportedly took home around $2 million. Twitch moving worse than the IRS is fucking insane. So, I don't know how that's possible. I mean, it's Say Cheese. They're not exactly a reputable outlet. I don't know if it's the truth, but I do believe that Twitch did take a lot of Kai's revenue, for sure. I just don't think that this disparity is correct. Does that make sense? But of course, let's be real. I eat American canned foods. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, I love this. This is great. Of course, the reality is, okay, that companies do this to contracted employees, and they do this to W-2 employees as well, all the time. It's called extracting your surplus labor value. Okay? That's it. It's true. That's how it fucking works. Of course they're taking his money. They're taking the money that he's generating for the platform. That's how profits work. If you have an issue with this, and you should have an issue with this, you have an issue with capitalism. Okay? Now, capital owners will say, well, they took the risk. I say it's still fucking bullshit. Do I believe that they took 80% and gave him 20%? No. I don't. But it's probably closer to 60-40. He takes 60%. Twitch takes 40, something along those lines. I don't know what his contract splits look like. So yeah. That's the same account that said Tate was being released a day after he was put away. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at the banned foods video. Wendover made a video on the U.S. military taking an L.
Nestle drumstick, a sweet treat that we've all enjoyed. Unless you live in one of these countries. You see, the thing is, this is full of chemicals that are also used to make this, a yoga mat, but I'm still allowed to eat it, thanks to the FDA.
I love this.
For the next 24 hours, I'm going to be exploring banned American foods that you won't find in other countries.
I do think drive-thrus in general should be banned because the food that we have access to so easily is just disgusting. I will say right now, drive-thrus kill more people than drive-bys. There, I said it.
It's not even a controversial take. That's no, literally. I mean, yeah. Fast food absolutely kills more people than fucking drive-bys do. What the fuck? Yes. 100%.
Tastes like disposable income. Our first banned substance of the day is actually going to be Coffee Mate, which is banned.
For the record, I want to point something out here. Having an FDA is objectively good. This video in and of itself, I don't know if it's critical of the FDA because it even exists. I assume it's critical of the FDA because it's not doing the job that the FDA is supposed to do that other countries' FDAs are doing. You know what I mean? So just understand that. Because the notion that these foods, these substances are banned elsewhere, but not banned in America implies that the FDA is not doing a good job here that other countries are doing.
And in Austria, Hungary, and other Scandinavian countries for its hydrogenated oils. And I don't know about you, but it looks slightly phallic. It makes you want to put it in things, like my coffee. I feel like just like the bedside Nutella, this is going to take some practice to perfect the right ratios here, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Ooh, I got the hazelnut flavor, my second favorite nut. 35 calories per tablespoon. That will get you pretty quick.
It's awful. Oh my God.
If I close my eyes, for one, I don't see anything, but why is it really banned, man? To accompany my coffee, we are going to be having some Twinkies, America's biscotti, about as nutrient-dense as a kitchen sponge, and I bet the manufacturing process is pretty similar too, I bet. This is banned in many countries for having yellow 5, which is the yellow dye that makes the cake yellow.
I love the way you finger my box, William. I've been such a bad twink, so I deserve it.
I've had many cream-filled cannons in my childhood, but I've never had a Twinkie, so you're gonna see me have my first. And my expectations are quite high.
Wait, what?
What? These are freaking small as hell. I know it's the vanilla flavor. I thought they'd be bigger. Do they even carry chocolate? That has to be, at best, average size, 3 inches. The thing that is getting me excited is that there is 3 insertion holes. Wow. It feels a little bit like something that you should not be eating. Like, these are the foods that we need vaccines for. But I will say, the best foods are shaped for the perfect insertion into the mouth. Damn, yo. Oh my God. I can totally see why kids are addicted to these things. Like, if my mom gave me these, I would have behaved more, I would have been a good son, and I would have been really, really fat. Oh.
Wait, Will. Come to your senses for a second. If you eat that, you're gonna be up 200,000 calories, and then you're gonna die of a heart attack.
So good I might even enjoy another. I'm pretty sure some dude out there lost a lot of weight on just eating Twinkies. So if you think they're bad for you, think again.
I mean, you can. The Twinkie weight loss thing is, of course, the same principle. It's calories in, calories out. Of course, you can lose weight only eating Twinkies. You just can't, you just can't eat more Twinkies. What is it? He's jacked. It's a joke. No, I mean, no, literally, if you ate like, 10 Twinkies a day and that's all you ate, it's a very unhealthy diet, but you'll still lose weight.
The last food is actually going to be a U.S. apple. Look at this little polar bear here. He's all cute, but he's going to low-key kill you because there's a compound in the apple that prevents the apple from turning brown. This is banned throughout the entire European Union. So the U.S. is like, how do you like them apples? And the EU's like, not at all.
I didn't know that. What the fuck?
Today's breakfast is going to look like my kids' failed Father's Day breakfast in bed because we were having
this guy's a fitness YouTuber. Holy shit. That makes sense. Look at how fucking jacked he is. He's got the Gymshark skin tight dry fit on. That makes so much sense now. I was like wondering why he was talking so much about calories and shit.
Some cereal, and what goes better with carbs than carbs? And we're gonna have some Pop-Tarts. You know what? I'm starting to think that the EU wanted to ban grape pumps because there's so many things today that are carb heavy that are just not allowed over there. It's just rude. Do you guys know it's spelled like that? F-R-O-O-T, not fruit. I was mind blown. We got ourselves 2 bowls. It's like a plate, but deep. And one of them, we're gonna add some Fruit Loops. I know a lot of you guys are probably surprised to see this because there's a lot of colors to excite your kids. It's the color of the rainbow, and hey, that can't be bad. But it's full of really bad dyes that are banned in tons of countries, so LSD might be the better rainbow for you. And a little less calories. The next cereal is gonna be Frosted Flakes. They're great. So these are banned in Japan and the European Union because there's flavor enhancers in here, which I totally believe because that's why we call it the dandruff of angels. One of my favorite cereals of all time, but you gotta eat them fast because they get pretty damn soggy. Let's test it dry and then we'll get wet. You learn a lot that way. I'm just discovering it tastes nothing like fruit.
You never had a Fruit Loop?
That is the sweetest cereal that I've ever knew. That is like 20% more sweet than Fruit Loops. Fun fact, US milk is actually banned in a lot of places, but that does not mean you can't still milk a US nut. And add some almond milk. Superset. You know, I traded in for a different kind of frosting years ago, but it's always nice to go back to my childhood roots. At the grocery store yesterday.
Guys, I'm beginning to feel like this man is gay. I think this man might be gay.
I had quite the Sophie's Choice moment because I never really realized how many different flavors of Pop-Tarts that there are. I'm always a fruity guy, but I decided to go with the s'mores flavor. Banned everywhere for tons of bad chemicals and dyes. Do you guys like your Pop-Tarts warm or cold? I like it nice, warm, and moist. It makes me feel like it wants me back, you know what I mean?
Not all of these things are harmful. They're just banned. This is pseudoscience bullshit. I mean, there's a lot in there. Your radar is off. Wait, really? No, there's a lot of it that's just like understandably banned in my opinion. Chatter's kind of right. Chatter's not wrong. There are some things that other countries ban that is only banned due to, I guess, I don't know, one reason or the other. Overall fears from like GMOs and whatnot. But having said that, Like yellow 5 and shit like that is not great for you, as far as I understand.
Each bite of this just takes me through an emotional journey. It's pretty crazy to me that these foods that are so readily available to a lot of kids in North America are banned elsewhere in the world, but the FDA allows it, and I believe it's all for the sake of money.
They have Frosties in the UK? No, they have Mountain Dew in the UK, for example, but yellow 5 is banned. So they just use different compounds. They will use different shit. They're just made differently. It's not the same product. It doesn't taste the same.
I love this life of moral corruption. I was searching what banned sports can I try, and there was dog fighting and cockfighting, which, I mean, I don't think I could be doing that. So we went to movies, and it turns out 300 is banned in Iran for its portrayal of the Persian army. So we're gonna be doing the 300 workout today. I'm looking at it. It looks tough, but all good things hurt sometimes, especially when it's your first time. It's a timed workout, one circuit through, the workout's on the screen right now. And if this is like my experience watching the film, I should be finished pretty quick. I'm gonna be drinking yellow Gatorade throughout, so yellow Gatorade's also banned in some countries for yellow dye. Yellow Gatorade is the worst flavor. If I was a football coach, I'd rather forfeit than get a shower of this if I won. Time starts now, 25 pull-ups.
He's not gay, chat. I was baited yesterday. Oh, he's not gay? He's just making a lot of references to sucking and fucking dudes. He's just Canadian. Respect. You can't tell me someone who makes gym content is not gay, okay? As you know, Hasanabi rule number 1. The more you go to the gym, the gayer you are. Everybody knows this.
Stop. 14 minutes, 16 seconds. I'm pretty happy with that because I saw in the article one of the actors in the movie got like 18 minutes and 6 seconds or something like that. So I beat that. That's tough. Try this workout out and let me know in the comments what you guys get. Just don't get 14 minutes and 16 seconds. Post-workout time, everybody. So we're gonna be having some stovetop stuffing. So this is banned in a lot of countries because there's a preservative in here that impairs blood clotting. So if you think about it, it's technically an anti-aphrodisiac. So we're gonna add this in here. I mean, in a package like this, you just know it can't be good. It looks like an MRE. To go along with that, we're gonna be having, which I think a lot of you guys are gonna be surprised about, is rotisserie.
Okay, what? Whoa, chill, stop. Hold up. Did not know that. That's weird. Before we get to that, what I was going to say is, on the one hand, blood clotting. On the other hand, stuffing is pretty fucking good. I would take the dive, at least for one day out of the year, or for 1 week out of the year, I guess. Thanksgiving. That's all I'm going to say.
Chicken. So this is banned. U.S. chicken is banned in all of Europe. So I guess you can say it's on the no-fly list. That's because it is soaked in chlorine before it goes to market, which is kind of gross. I don't even like to swim in a chlorine pool. I don't want to be chlorine chicken.
What?
But I'm gonna eat it today for the video.
Wait, what?
I just lunch lady that. I'm gonna call this meal the Lindsay Lohan because on the surface, it looks wholesome AF, but it's full of banned substances. So like a lot of things, to enjoy it, we're gonna pull the skin back. You know what, guys? If my chicken is gonna be sketchy, full of chemicals, I want people to question my natty status, not my vital signs, you know what I mean? But I love a rotisserie chicken. The smell of it just makes me want to twerk.
Dude, this is devastating. I did not know that the rotisserie chickens that I enjoy every single fucking day pretty much are showered with chlorine before they... What the fuck? This is terrifying.
If it tastes this good, clot my blood, man. This is probably also the whitest meal I think I've ever seen. I just need someone else here to comment on its spiciness to round it out. On the side for dessert, we got ourselves some Jell-O. I love Jell-O. It reminds me of hospitalization. When I poke, he jiggles. This is banned for having red 40. So between the name and the jiggle, I'm thinking about football and tight ends. It tastes so artificial that I don't even understand why people buy it. It makes you wonder if Walden Farms is on the payroll for the FDA. Something under the table going on. This is cornbread stuffing, which is very confusing, but like I've always learned, if you're confused about something, just put it in your mouth. Stuffing is by far the best thing on a Thanksgiving plate. Comment down below, what's your favorite thing on a Thanksgiving plate?
A long-term symptom of sustained chlorine consumption in men from ages 20 to 30 is progressive microcephaly. Haha, really funny. Real funny.
Plate.
At the grocery store right now, Katie's coming over because we're gonna be having a banned food date night. Woo.
I gotta grab something.
You know when they say farm to table? This is never what they mean. Farm salmon is actually banned in a lot of countries because they feed the fish like chemicals and a bunch of bullshit. Keep them in small cages, just not very ethical, so not allowed. Thank you very much. Thank you. You too. Do the hospital bills. So there's something in here called bromine, which has a number of health problems, including memory loss, which is pretty crazy. This is a gamer drink, and you can lose your memory. That's not good for them.
What?
You too. Do the hospital bills. So there's something in here called bromine, which has a number of health problems, including memory loss.
Someone just said jokes on him. I already forgot what he said. Me too, man. Me too.
Which is pretty crazy. This is a gamer drink, and you can lose your memory. That's not good for them. Not good for them at all. Ritz crackers, perfect for a penitentiary cheese board. Apparently the European Union, Australia, and Japan have all banned powdered mashed potatoes. And I could probably see why, but dinner. Salmon and mashed potatoes, kind of weird. Maraschino cherries, a cherry with a reliable pop. Say it with me, guys. Red 40.
It's no longer a Mountain Dew. It was withdrawn in 1970. PepsiCo to stop adding BVO to Gatorade and other products. (2020) no longer uses BVO in the mainline beverages, but the original BVO containing formula is still sometimes sold as a lesser distributed Mountain Dew throwback beverage. Oh my God, when you get the fucking Mountain Dew throwback one, you actually are still getting the... Bro, they're like, hey, brother, we decided we're going to sell you the throwback beverage, which makes you, which makes you lose your memory. It's fucking sick. Oh my God. Their slogan, remember this? Probably not. Yep.
I just turned to mashed potatoes before my very own eyes. Oh, she dumb thick. Okay, come.
I don't want to.
It's laced with love.
You might feel a little dizzy in a couple minutes. I feel like if you ordered this at a bar, this is a great way to get your ID cut up.
What?
What?
Well, yeah, who's ordering Mountain Dew at the club?
You don't like it?
It's not great.
Why?
It doesn't have much flavor. I feel like you watered it down.
With vodka. Mm-hmm. You know there's something in it that causes loss of memory, so you'll forget that you ever had it if you drink it. You like that? Go have a seat, I'm gonna bring you your meal, okay?
Ew.
Mashed potatoes should not fall like that.
He's not making. It's a double entendre. You're supposed to think he's making like a roofie joke, but he's talking about bromide, brominated water, or vegetable oil. That's the joke, chat.
Look at Play-Doh.
All right, girl.
No, there were people who literally didn't understand it. I had to describe the joke.
You might be thinking we're at a restaurant right now.
Yeah.
But I can assure you we're not. So we got something fishy covered in crackers. I'd make a joke, but I don't want to make fun of someone's mom.
Or...
What? On the side, we have ourselves some powdered mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
What?
You said it?
No. Salute.
Salute.
What the fuck was that? That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
You said it?
No. Salute.
Salute. That tastes like it was not intended for me.
It tastes like potato.
What?
I'm tasting potato.
It does not at all. You know what? Katie knows very well that all these foods can shorten her lifespan, but she's doing it for my video.
People are so fucking annoying. They're like, go back, bro. It was paused when I paused it and I pointed to it. Like, if you still missed it, I don't know what to tell you. Like, sorry, fucking sucks to suck. Maybe drink a little bit more Mountain Dew and forget about it, okay?
Oh, that's like some Romeo and Juliet shit right there. That's true love. The hell is that? You okay?
Unsure.
Yeah.
No, it's the Mountain Dew. It's gone to my head.
Do you drink? Yeah, oh, okay. I don't like that at all.
No.
I feel like the reason for powdered mashed potatoes' success is butter and emotional neglect.
People are just lazy, man.
Mm-hmm. And also, who the hell eats mashed potatoes? Like, I feel like mashed potatoes is like a family gathering food. Like, who makes mashed potatoes for two? Unless it's box.
We might be offending people.
What? Before I take a bite? It doesn't taste immediately morally wrong in my mouth.
Why would it?
Because it's Ritz cracker crusted salmon. So you know the salmon? They're like fed like chemicals and stuff, and they grow up in this big cage. Like they're all like very crammed together.
Oh, poor salmon.
I was gonna do fish fart.
Probably.
Think so? Apparently, Ritz crackers contain high levels of sodium hydrogenated cottonseed oil. The FDA has actually deemed these types of oils to be not generally safe. But then, yeah, it's still available.
Here we are.
Yeah. Can you just appreciate the fact that I executed that salmon perfectly, like the pinkness inside there?
Yeah, she's pink.
Yeah.
You like it when it's pink.
What do I always say?
You like your pink?
You cannot say that. What are you doing? Don't embarrass the family right now.
Oh, my girl's doing okay.
So there's a thickening agent in here which makes it banned, but I see that as kind of like a selling point.
Because we like our shit thick.
I like it thick. Salute. Want to see a thing of beauty right here? My fiance and this drumstick. Beautiful.
I need to. One bite it.
I'm not doing that.
You won't do it.
Trust me, I want to. I'm not doing it.
You've shown me before. Let me try to get in your mouth.
Okay, don't just dart it in my mouth.
I don't know where it was.
I know right here.
Patrick?
Oh.
Okay. Like a little dramatic.
My throat has not faced this much abuse since I got promoted in the NBA head office. Do you have anything last words you need to say?
Bye, friends. Be nice to one another.
And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Good video by Will Tennyson.
Damn, this guy's good.